Somewhere off the coast of Southern California, a newborn marine reptile takes its first breath at the ocean's surface and has not seen its kind for 66 million years. This isn't good news for anyone, because this particular newborn is already 1 meter long, weighs about 20 pounds, and belongs to one of the largest marine predators that ever lived. Within 15 years, it will need to consume roughly 250 pounds of food per day just to survive, which raises an interesting question about the modern ocean's ability to carry this organism. But that is a concern for later, because right now you have more immediate problems, like the fact that you're a baby mosasaur and everything wants to eat you. You were born on a Sunday in the open ocean off the coast of Southern California. You were pushed out tail first into the water, and the first thing you need to do is swim to the surface before you drown. Your mother is nowhere to be found. She gave birth to you and immediately left. You're an orphan now, which is completely normal, because mosasaurs don't do parenting. You break the surface and take your first breath of air. You're already 1 meter long and weigh about 20 pounds. The water here is hovering around 18 degrees Celsius. Back when your species was thriving 66 million years ago, the oceans were consistently warm, 28 to 32 degrees, with no polar ice caps anywhere. You're about 10 minutes old, and your main concern is that you're extremely hungry. Your first attempts at hunting are disasters. You lunge at a pelican and miss completely. You chase small fish and they're faster than you expected. Eventually, after hours of failure, you learn to ambush from below. You catch a fish about 2 feet long, and your jaws unhinge in this horrifying way that lets you swallow it whole in 3 gulps. You just figured out how to hunt. You're 5 hours old, and you survived your first day. On day 6, you spot something new. There's a pod of black and white shapes moving through deeper water, and your genetics tell you that these are probably food, because they're big mammals. But your genetics are about 66 million years out of date, so they don't tell you that these particular mammals are orcas, and that orcas very much did not exist the last time a mosasaur was swimming around. What your genetics also don't mention is that orcas hunt young marine reptiles, and at your current size, you are not a predator to them. You're on the menu. One of them peels off from the pod and starts heading your way. This is the moment where you learn a valuable lesson about the modern ocean, which is that cooperative intelligence beats size when you're alone and small. The orca is 7 meters long and moving with confidence, so you do the only logical thing and retreat into the murky shallows where the kelp provides cover. The orca stops at the edge, makes a few clicks that you can feel in your entire body, and then leaves. Here's the thing about being a juvenile mosasaur in the modern ocean. Back in the Cretaceous, your biggest threat was other mosasaurs. Now your biggest threat is a highly intelligent social mammal that hunts in coordinated packs and has cultural knowledge passed down through generations. This is a new threat entirely. You spend the next few months learning what you can and can't eat through trial and error. You try to bite a lionfish, but its sharp spines jab into your mouth and you let go instantly. You watch reef sharks sleeping in caves during the day and file that information away for when you're bigger. You attack sick and injured fish because they're slower and don't fight as hard. On day 3, you meet your first tiger shark. It's 10 feet long and covered in scars. It bumps you with its nose, deciding whether to eat you. You freeze completely. The shark decides you're too weird looking and not worth the effort. It leaves. You just learn that staying still sometimes works better than fighting. 6 months pass, and you're 8 feet long now, weighing about 400 pounds. You're starting to scare things that used to scare you. You can take down barracuda and groupers and even small sharks if you catch them by surprise. You're 18 feet long now and over a ton. You head offshore into deeper water where the ocean floor drops into darkness. You start diving to 400 feet where the pressure makes your ears ache and the light fades to almost nothing. You're hunting squid now, big ones that glow faintly in the dark. You find a giant squid one day and grab one of its tentacles. The squid explodes into activity, wrapping other tentacles around your head with crushing strength. Its suckers have hard rings that cut into your scales. There's ink everywhere, and you're running out of air. You bite harder and thrash until something breaks. You tear through the tentacle and rip a huge chunk out of the squid's body. It goes limp. You surface with pieces still wrapped around your neck, but the meat is rich, and one squid feeds you for days. You also discover tuna, and learn to hit them from below when they're feeding. You try to attack a blue marlin once, and it almost stabs you in the eye. You add blue marlins to the list of things that aren't worth the risk. You're 22 feet long now, and you've discovered seals. They're slow in the water compared to fish and packed with fat that gives you way more energy than hunting 10 fish would. You start camping near their haul-out sites, waiting under the surface about 20 feet down. When a seal swims overhead, you kick your tail and rock it upward and grab it before it even knows you're there. The first seal struggles for 15 minutes before it drowns. You drag it to the bottom and eat it in 10 minutes. This is what you should have been eating all along. You hunt seals almost exclusively for months. You go from 22 feet to 26 feet in just 6 months, gaining weight fast. And that's when you run into the orcas, and everything changes. You surface for air, and there they are. 5 orcas floating 50 yards away, staring at you with intense curiosity. The biggest one, the matriarch, is 25 feet long with a notched dorsal fin and scars along her sides. A younger orca swims closer to investigate. You snap at it as a warning. Suddenly, all 5 orcas are moving towards you at high speed. The matriarch hits you from the side like a truck, knocking the air from your lungs. Another bites your tail. You manage to bite one on the flank and your teeth sink deep. Blood clouds the water and the orca screams. But there are 5 of them and 1 of you. You retreat, diving deep and swimming as fast as you can. They chase you for 200 yards before stopping. Your ribs ache where the matriarch hit you. You just learned there's something in this ocean that can beat you. Your ribs take months to heal and you avoid orcas completely now. You expand your range, hunting different areas and learning the patterns. Great white sharks abandon their hunting grounds when you show up. Tiger sharks move to waters you don't patrol. The ecosystem shifts around your presence. You're 35 feet long now and 8 tons. You've developed a circuit that takes 2 weeks to complete, hitting spots where prey congregates. You're at the peak of what a Mosasaur can be. Then you see a humpback whale calf swimming near the surface. Its mother is 50 feet long and probably weighs 45 tons. The calf is alone for just a moment while the mother dove to feed. You have maybe 15 seconds. You come up from below at full speed and bite into the calf. Your teeth sink deep, and you thrash and rip through arteries. The water turns red immediately. The mother surfaces 10 seconds later and sees what's happening. She charges at you with her mouth open, making sounds you can feel in your bones. Her tail hits you from the side like being hit by a train. The impact spins you 30 feet through the water. You're disoriented and your ribs are screaming. The mother stays with her calf while it slowly dies over the next hour. Then she finally leaves. There's so much meat you eat until you can't anymore, then lie on the seafloor digesting for 12 hours. You just learned that whale calves are on the menu if you're smart and the mother isn't paying attention. You're 8 years old now, and you've carved out territory that spans hundreds of miles. You hunt the same circuit, and every predator knows you're here. Great whites avoid you. Smaller sharks get eaten. Then the orcas come back. But this time it's not 5 orcas, it's 10. You recognize the matriarch from the notch in her dorsal fin. She remembers you too. They spread out in a wide circle around you and attack immediately. 2 orcas hit you from opposite sides and you feel ribs crack. Another bites your tail and drags you deeper. You spin and catch one with your jaws, biting down until you feel bones breaking. The orca screams and blood fills the water. But there are still 9 more. You bite another orca on the dorsal fin and tear it half off. You're causing damage, but you're also taking it. Bites on your flippers, your tail, your sides. You're bleeding from 10 different wounds. They're trying to exhaust you, and it's working. Every time you try to surface for air, one hits you and drives you back down. You have to choose. Keep fighting and probably die, or retreat and give up this territory forever. You bite one more orca, and then dive as deep as you can. Swimming south as fast as your injured body can move, they chase you for 5 minutes before stopping. You spend 3 weeks swimming south and west, healing slowly, eventually ending up near Indonesia where the orcas don't know you yet. You start over in a new territory. You're not the top predator in the ocean, that belongs to the orcas. But you're close enough that most things stay away. You're 10 years old now, 40 feet long. Your body is covered in scars from sharks, orcas, and squid. You survived in an ocean colder, faster, and smarter than the one your species ruled millions of years ago. So, can a mosasaur survive in the modern ocean? Yes. But thrive? Probably not. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more such content.